Hi, I'm Jeff Phillips, and in this tutorial I'll show you how to use a graphing program, Graphe, to obtain a graph and then transfer that to Inkscape and simplify it a bit. So here we are in Graphe. I'm just going to go up to Image, Copy. I've already produced the graph. Copy as meta file, which is a vector graphic. Then over to Inkscape and Control V to paste it in. Now while that's selected, go to Object, Clip, Release. This is to do with how it was produced in Graphe. Things were clipped, but we want full access, so we'll release that clip. I'll click on the black area and press delete. Click again if there are two of them, press delete. And you can see there I've got the graph and the axes. Now if I want to put my own axes in, I don't always like all the tick marks, or I could have deleted them or hidden them in Graphe, but I'll show you how to get rid of them here and put in my own. But first I'll use the BC pen tool to draw, say from about here. I'll turn off the clip, the snapping. So from about here, click, and then Control to keep it horizontal. Click there, press enter, and maybe up to about 0.7, and put an arrow on the end. And you can see that there's my x-axis over the top. I'll click on that. Control D to duplicate, rotate it around and use it as a y-axis. I'll just change the size, don't need that quite as long. Now if I want to get rid of the axes that were in Graphe, I'll just drag around there. Now if I press delete, I'll wipe out my own axis, which I don't want, so Control Z. What I'll do is I will see if we can just click on that, but not mine. Click delete, and then oops, that's a spurious rectangle of fill. That can happen. I'll just delete that. Those numbers, delete them half at a time, otherwise I'll select the whole axis and delete them. So I'll just delete those ones. Now I'll delete those ones. This axis, you can tidy it up, and now I've got my own axis, which is a bit neater, and I can change the lengths more easily and so forth. Now if I look at this, if I zoom in on the graph, click on it, let's see, yep, you can see there's a sharp point here. If I click on the rounded end here, I can turn it into a rounded end. That's sometimes a little bit more appealing. If that doesn't work, in a previous attempt I couldn't get that away from straight, because it was there was still a clip there that I had to release, or it was grouped. But now I've got a smoother graph. I click on it and click N for the node tool. You can see it's 1,000 points. That's okay, you can leave it like that, it's not too bad. But if you wanted to simplify it, Control L, just keep an eye on the shape of the graph. You don't want that to change. And it looks pretty good, and that's a lot simplified. So there's a nice, neat, simple, low memory graph obtained using Graphe, but dropped into Inkscape, where we've got now more control. I can drag around the whole lot, Control G to group, and I can Control Shift and drag a corner and scale it in, whatever. I find, unfortunately, with graphs imported from Graphe and other programs, if you scale it disproportionately, for example like that, you can see that the graph is thin and thick. It distorts a bit, so that's not really ideal. There are other ways around that, other ways of drawing graphs, but it's best to get the proportions right in the graphing program that you're importing from. But there you go, there's a nice, neat graphic from Graphe into Inkscape. Thanks for watching.